This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
What was your assessment of the game overall?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Georgia outscored us by 2 in the second half. I thought our second half defense was not nearly as good as our first half. I thought our first half defense was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, we didn't want to give up threes. We held them to 1 of 12 from 3 in the first half. Second half, we took away the 3-ball attempts. They went 3 for 6 in the second half, but I thought we did a good job against their 1-3-1, scoring 44 points in the second half. They're a good team. They're a gritty team. They were two teams that were kind of desperate today, I thought. We're still searching, who we are and trying to figure out an identity. Tonight we were able to play really small, and I thought it helped us a lot. Based on matchups tonight, it allowed us to be able to do that. And I thought we took great care of the ball, 12 turnovers, although probably 4 or 5 of them were stepping out of bounds. So we did not have many live ball turnovers at all, even though they had a 1-3-1 that was really, really extended. I thought we did a good job of handling that. I thought it was really our second half defense was kind of what let us down. It wasn't our offense. 44 points is enough, and obviously shooting 73%, 14 and 19 in the second half. That's hard to do. Passing the ball was phenomenal. We had 227 passes. And I thought we had great contribution off the bench. Obviously, outscoring them 20-44 on bench points was a huge part of the game, and leading for 25-plus minutes was extremely important, especially at home.
And Ellie hadn't played at all the last 2 games. You decided to start him. What went into that? And then he obviously played really well.
Yeah, I thought his practice habits were really good. Obviously, we had with no midweek game, we had a lot of time to adjust a lot of different things. And I thought he was extremely focused, and so he got the start tonight. As I said, we're still trying to search. Now we have 9 guaranteed games left, and we're still trying to search. And based on matchups, we might have different lineups. That just might be who we are. It's not what we've always done. I've mentioned the Warriors team that had the same starting lineup for 79 games straight or whatever it was, and with this team it might be matchups, and Keon played really good off the bench too, and obviously Devo changes things for us, getting loose balls, and defensively we're much different with Devo in there, and he did a great job guarding 4 men, and actually L. Ellis defended their 4 for probably about 20 to 22 minutes tonight, and I thought he did a great job defending the 4, and we didn't get hurt in the post at that position at all. So a lot of good things, a lot of things to build off, and a lot of things we still got to get a lot better at.
Kai Mitchell, after what he did against Kentucky, then Mizzou, another game where he gives you toughness at both ends and scoring. What did you think about his performance?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job on 54 in the second half. I really did. Kai is defensively rebounding. Gives us stuff, and obviously his 14 points. I thought Kevin, his 8 free throws attempted and then being able to convert 6 of them was extremely important, especially down the stretch in the second half.
And then you talked about the first half 3-point defense after the previous 3 games. What was the key there in terms of what you saw that was better?
Well, we worked on it. We added a bunch of drills, Kevin, that were new. Obviously, what we've done, the last 4 years, those drills haven't really worked, and so, I don't know if there's already been a player in here or not, but we did 4 around 1, closing out to 3s, and then we did a 2-man communication drill guarding 4 people, and I thought it really helped us. It's not an easy drill at all. Where 2 guys have to guard 4 and not allow a 3-point, and we worked this week, we really did, and I thought, what they did, what our players did in practice helped us tonight, because 4 of 18, it wasn't just that they only made 4, it was that they only got 18 attempts. I think that's the big thing, and that's what we talked about, is it's hard to make threes if you're so close that they're that you run off the 3-point line and you have no airspace. So that's the best 3-point defense. I don't have the whole year's stats, but that's as good as we've done against a quality team, guarding the 3 without a question.
Yeah, you mentioned Devo a little bit. I believe he played 35 minutes. Can you just talk about what you saw from him in practice this week that gave you the confidence to play him that much, and how that kind of translated into the game today?
Yeah, I think he knew the conditioning, because we had discussed that on Tuesday about the importance of his conditioning, and I saw him working. We wear those, whatever those jackets are called, where you can monitor workload, and he really busted his behind this week to play catch up a little bit from a conditioning standpoint. I mean, he did ask to come out tonight, which since I've been coaching him, that's the first time I can remember him asking to get a quick blow. But he played really hard. He had some big loose balls, and like I said, he's a guy that understands all four positions on the floor, so we're able to play him at the 4 tonight, and our offense, our sets, we could still get into them.
There was a stretch there in the first half. I think it was a 15-1 run where y'all built a lead. Just what was the key to that little stretch right there?
Well, Hutch, we played. Obviously Devo in my mind's like a point guard. We had Devo out there, we had Keon out there, we had L out there, and even T-Mark has played point guard at times for us. So we played with 4 point guards. I thought the ball really, really moved. I think Michael said we had like 119 passes in the first half, so the ball was moving, and the ball had energy. Tonight we created more steals than we have too. I mean, there's been a lot of nights where, you pick up the stat sheet and our defensive activity, missing and not as many deflections. 9 steals is a lot of steals, and so if we're able to keep that defensive intensity, create some offense through our defense, take away the 3 like we did tonight, there were some things, again, that I think we can build on. We out-rebounded our opponent. We kept our opponent under 10 offensive rebounds. So some things that are positive, and some things that obviously we got to work on as well.
Yeah, Coach Mackay has scored in double figures in 4 straight games now. Just what's kind of keyed the scoring stretch that he's on?
Well, I think he's done a good job. Again, Scotty, if you look at those 4 game segments, there's a lot of free throws attempted in there in at least 2 of those games. And so drawing fouls, being able to convert your foul shots, finishing around the rim, he's done a good job of that as well. And we're looking to throw the ball in there a little bit more too. Zone 1 scoring was a huge emphasis. We didn't want to settle for threes like we did in Athens, and a big part of that is trying to throw the ball into Graham and trying to throw the ball into Kai Mitchell, and both those guys, from a productivity standpoint, when we did get it into them, I thought both of them were really good.
You guys scored 21 points off their turnovers. I mean, how much do you think maybe the 4-guard lineup and that kind of influx of maybe speed, athleticism maybe played a part there?
Yeah, I mean, we've struggled to score at times, and if you don't guard the 3 and then you don't create some points off turnovers, it's really hard. But tonight we created live ball turnovers that allowed us to get out and run. We were going to go small regardless of what the matchup was from Georgia, and if they decided to post us up, that meant that they would not be taking threes. And so when the ball went into 54, the only time we were going to go down there and try to dig it out was if he had a blind spot, meaning the help defender had a blind spot to go down there. And we did get a couple steals off post strips, but for the most part we stayed at home. And we thought if we went small, that might force them to post up a little bit more, which would take away their strength. And if you look at the number of threes that they've taken in recent games, that was a concern coming in, because there was some high numbers from 3-ball attempts for Georgia.
And you guys only made 5 threes, but L made 3 of them. I mean, how much, like, when somebody can kind of step up and make 50% of their threes, does that open up the offense?
Yeah,
for
it changes. And he got, I know he got 2 of them against their 1-3-1 in the left corner, both of them, I think. But certainly when we have somebody make a 3, it opens up, dribble drive angles, and then it opens up points in the paint, zone 1, and then all of a sudden guys like Kai Mitchell can get one-on-one coverage. And certainly, we need some threes to keep the defense honest and stretched out.
Yeah, Eric, you alluded to 14-19 in the second half. I know you probably get more attempts, but they fouled you a lot too. But what goes into I can't remember you guys shooting a better half percentage-wise than that all year. What went into that?
I think shot selection and I mean, really, Bob, and I don't know, like every game's different. Every game's got a different theme, but they play Raheem at the 4 and they play Melendez at some 4, and those guys are kind of perimeter players. And so, I don't think that there's probably going to be an SEC team that Ellis can guard their 4-man for 20 minutes. I just don't see that as I look at our upcoming schedule. But tonight it allowed us to do that, and then I think you can shoot a high. When you're not turning the ball over when you got 4 point guards out there. So tonight worked. Matchups moving forward, we don't know.
And I don't know if you can think about stuff like this. You're in the game, but when Devo got up and went in the game, big ovation. I didn't hear any booing or anything. How glad are you about that?
Yeah, I think when we talked about it the other day, that was my assumption that's what would happen, and very thankful for the fans that's how when he came in that's how they responded.
And I don't know if you're thinking about this stuff. You guys have been on 5 on Saturday, so it's been a lot of in the SEC. So it's been a lot of crappy weekends. You got the Super Bowl tomorrow. I know you got your Niners in there. How good is it? I mean, it's good to win any day of the week, right? But when you went on Saturday, the day before the Super Bowl, I mean, how can you enjoy tomorrow? And just how good is it to get a Saturday SEC win?
It's great right now, but as soon as I leave you guys, we got to get ready for Tennessee. So I don't know how great my Saturday night and Sunday will be, knowing that we have a 6th-ranked team in the country. But what a great environment. I hope it is here, playing the 6th-ranked team. They're a team that can play for a national championship, and it'll be a great challenge coming up on Wednesday. So as much as I would like to watch the Super Bowl, I have a feeling I'll be watching Tennessee most of Sunday.
I just have a quick one, Coach. You mentioned Devo actually asked to come out at one point. Do you remember if that was in the first half or the second half?
I can't remember, Hutch. I wish I could, but I can't.
You mentioned throughout the week that you were going to implement some new plays for this game. How did you, like how they were implemented, and how much can that kind of benefit you guys going forward?
I mean, I liked our new flow offensively, the way we did things. I really did, and hope the players feel the same way. I don't know if they do, but I thought offensively, again, the biggest area of improvement for us is not stepping out of bounds. That would certainly, I mean, we scored 44 points in the second half and stepped out of bounds. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So if we can not step out of bounds, that might give us another 4 to 8 points.
Looking at Abdur Rahim and Thomason combining for 8 points and 0 of 7 from 3, it kind of reminded of some of the previous teams you've had with defense where you're taking not 1 but 2 or more of their top players away. Did you get that feel that it might be that kind of a game early, or it just?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big point of emphasis, Kevin. I certainly think with Team Arc and Devo, we're allowed to do that. We did a really good job in Athens on Raheem. I think he was 1 of 8. We did a really good job in this game guarding him, and obviously Thomason coming off of 6 made threes in his last game. That was a huge point of emphasis, and they had some other guys play really good. I thought their freshman point guard was phenomenal, but our game plan was, the other 2 guys, quite honest, and number 4 is a super talented player, but we felt if 4 was shooting it and 54 were, that would benefit us. Go ahead, Kevin. I got one more. He's got one more. What do you got?
Last 4 games, even the loss at LSU, it seems like you guys did a lot better in 50-50 ball hustle plays across the board.
Much better.
So do you feel like there's a consistent trend there, or is this just going to be about matchups game in and game out on that?
Yeah, I think it'll be matchups, but certainly much better job getting 50-50 ball. I think even, the last few games, I thought the Kentucky game we did a little bit better job, 50. We're moving in the right direction, still got a lot to clean up, still got to get a lot better, but, happy Saturday.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.